Hello and welcome to this tutorial about Software Protector, and today we're going to look at feature locking. So, in order to just show you what it is and what it's all about, I'm going to show you the application that I did, and basically the purpose of it is to demonstrate the entire process and how you can use Software Protector in order to protect your applications. So, just basically how it works. Here I have a program, and this program here is supposed to be your application. And in order to just demonstrate the power of features, I have 3 different features. So let's pretend that this one will record something, this one will edit videos and movies and so on, and this one, the third feature, will convert to a range of different formats. And that's how the feature plan is constructed. So you have 3 different features, and also I think, and then you also have a feature. So because all of these are they're not free, so there's a small fee for each of these features. Therefore, there is also a student version, which basically gives you 90%, or it should give 90% discount, I don't know. So let's just look at how the page how it looks like. Oh, wait. So the URL, which is posted under this video, you'll see it there, is gtc.clisver.net, and this is just the place where I put this online application. So this is how your site might look like. You have some sort of, okay, probably not like this, but you have some sort of like different options to choose from. So you have each license, and you have the price, and you let the user to choose which of these he or she wants to use. And what's really good about it is that, or about this feature model, is that the user doesn't need to buy the entire program in order to be able to use the professional features, because this is some sort of digital tool collection, excuse me, and it has several apps or several functionalities that allow user to work with media and work with design and so on. But what if I just want to have the recorder option? So I just want to record voices and basically produce audio, and I want to convert it into a wide range of formats. So, and I don't want to have some sort of movie editor. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to just press that I want to have the audio recorder and I want to have the video recorder, and then I press checkout. And the good about this application is that you don't need to pay anything, you just get the key. And that's just because I want to demonstrate how you can use features. So let's go back. Now we've chosen 2 of these, and we press checkout, we get some sort of key, we copy it, and we go into our application, and then we need to have some sort of registration box. And so here the user need to enter their key in order to activate the program. So right click, and good, the license is valid. This license is valid, and then when we press the save, we will get these 2 features that we wanted to get. And that's the good thing, because I can still use these. Okay, there is nothing there, but still, I can still use these. And I have the professional version, but I have some limitations. And what if the user doesn't need that feature? Then why should they have it? And it's much cheaper, to buy those features that you need. And of course, one other thing I would like to point out, I was talking about here about the student version. What you need to do here is to press the button here, and I haven't calculated this yet, but basically 90% of, yeah, say $150, a bit less. So you take 90% of that, and that is the price you're going to pay. But because this is the student version, it's good if you can get some sort of proof that that is a student, and if you just want to, because I mean you're not student for the entire life, or it depends, but there is a certain period, like probably if you are studying some course, then you're probably studying, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and in this case I just choose 1 year because you need to update it each year. That's my option here. So so the student version, when we create one, we'll get another key, will allow us to, so if we'll go paste the key like this. This will allow us to use those two features which we bought with the discount, but we're only able to use it in 365 days. So now the point here is that you can still have some sort of professional version, but limited for a limited amount of time, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a limited version. It doesn't need to be a demo, because I mean, like if you look at antiviruses or any others, like for instance, if I would like to have a compression software, or like not a compression software, that's a bad example, but still, if you would like to have some program that like recovers your password when you for Word documents, and then you have the professional version of the program, but you also have a professional version, but which is limited for a certain amount of time, and that's good, because if you just want to open one Word document, you don't want to spend $99, or it depends, but it's much better to, for some reason, at some point, to just buy 1 day pass, or I don't know, one day license, because you only need to use it once. And that's also the point of feature locking. And as you can see, here's your program, and if you press this button, then you'll be redirected to the order page. And you can, of course, if you would like to, you could just select all of these, press checkout. Now we copy the key, go into registration here, and save it. Yeah, and now we have all of these, and all of them seem to work. That's good. So this was just a demonstration, and if you'd like to continue looking at the actual to look under hood, so if you want to see the source and how it works, you can just stay and look at this video. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and you can always find out more at softwareprotector.clisware.net, or just searching it on Google. And this is basically the page, software protector. So let's now look at the code. So we'll close everything down here, and now we're going to look at the code. And let's see, a minute. So here's the code, and as you can see, I have two different kinds of applications. Or two different kinds of projects. I have the one that is actually my program, and I also have a product website, and we're going to look at both of them, and we're going to start with the application. Really simple, and I mean, if you just take a look at the code, you wouldn't find anything. You wouldn't find anything complicated. I think this is pretty much what it does. It enables buttons when the user has the right license, and vice versa. This one shouldn't be here. So And here's how it works when we go to the add license, because you saw when we pressed this button here, we went to a box or to a form where we have the license adder or something like that. Yeah. And how does this work? I mean, the only thing we are looking at if the key is valid, and I can just show how it works here. So basically configuration, create a variable, and here's a really good code tip, because I mean, if the user just copies the key like I did from the website, in some cases you might include some spaces, and Software Protector API, or with other words SKGL, is case sensitive. So if the letter is not a capital letter, or if there are some spaces, it will prompt that this is an invalid key and it won't be able to validate it. But if in order to avoid this thing, you can just write textbook1 textbook1.text, and then you replace all spaces with nothing, basically. So you remove all spaces. The second thing is to assign where you store your key. And if I'm just look at this box, this is textbooks1, and if I would want to add that key because I want to validate that key, then I need to assign it to the variable. And you can see key, it's the key here, it means the key you want to validate. It's not the password, because the password has a different variable, that's secret phrase. And here you store your password. And once again, it's this is just a demonstration, and it's not that good to just store the password out like have it like this, or as I have in this example, I have the password stored in 2 different places. That's bad. One thing I would like to recommend is to encrypt the password, and one thing that is even better is to not validate the license in the program at all. So what we could just do is that we send some sort of request to this product website, which I didn't do in this example. So we send a request, it validates the key, it sends the features and everything we need to know about the key, and then we can work with the data. And of course, that encryption, stream of information between the server, in this case it's ASP I'm using, ASP.NET, and your application should be encrypted with RSA, so that you have the open the public key installed in your application, and then you have the private key on your website. That would be the better solution, but I'm just showing you, what if you don't have that ability to have a website? Or because, I mean, if a lot of users are going to use it, it will cause big bandwidth, basically. So if you don't want to do that and still want to keep this solution, then you might insert the key into the application. But still, it's really good that the key is encrypted in that case, with some sort of encryption, symmetric, asymmetric, any kinds of encryption. But it shouldn't be just stored like this. So stop me talking here and just continue. So key validator, basic features, if it's valid, and then it basically enables all of the buttons, and then it checks whether the digital tools collection, if that's a student version, and if that's true, then it will just add the amount of days it's left. And oh, now I see a mistake. And it's really good that we check here. I forgot it. I'm sorry. Good if we check that and key validator dot is expired equals false. And here we should have true. So just a sec. And key validator dot is expired equals false. Next expired equals true. That's how it works now. I hope this will work, because we want to check if that's the student version. We also want to check if that student version is expired or if it's not. And if it's not expired, then we might then we can use the program. And if it is expired, then we should not be able to use the program. So let's just see out of curiosity. Oh yeah, why did I press? So just press the buy button here, and we'll hopefully, come on, open the web browser, and let's just try some sort of student version. This looks like a good license. It's really amazing that you can store a lot of information in. Yeah, it works. So that's what I did. So that's just a mistake of me. But now it works, and if it's not valid, then we prompt that it's not valid, and then we say execute a procedure which is called no license, and I have the procedure here. So no license, that means each of these buttons will be false, so they won't be enabled. So this is the validation process, and now we're going to and one last thing here. When we validate the key, so you can see, depending on what features we have activated, it will activate certain buttons and everything. The most interesting thing is that you can control each of these features, because you just select any of these and you will get what you want, and you don't need to recompile and distribute each of these pieces of software separately. You can just have one program and do it in that way. But still, there is a certain I think it's not an issue, but it's still good at some point to, when it comes to big softwares, like if you have an audio recorder, video recorder, and everything in one, I think it's better to distribute it as a separate package. But if it's like small features, then you probably can. And then it's really important that you use a web application, and you make it like, if it doesn't get any access to internet, if it isn't able to validate the key through the website, then it won't allow anything to be done in the program. And it should only validate once. That's important. So it sends the request to the server, it gets a response, and that response is either going to be true or false. Like, it depends. So that's it. Of course, you can if it's a big software, you still can follow this method of protecting it, but still it's a bit strange, or it will take a lot of space, I think, if you have an audio recorder, a video recorder, and everything as one package, because the user doesn't want, or at least I think, to have everything installed, but only be able to use two of these things. But when it comes to like a program and you have small features that are in the same project file or something like that, yeah, then it's probably okay, because then he can adjust the program after its needs. So that's it. So now we're going to move back and look at the project website. So if you have any questions about this validation process, I would recommend you to visit skgl and now skgl.codeplex.com. So it's an open source project, and go to discussion, and go to help or support, and here you can create a ticket and you will get response as quickly as possible. But before you do anything, it's good if you can just look through this tutorial. It's really small and it's really useful. You have different kinds of options to choose from, because this documentation contains a lot of information that you should know about Software Protector. However, let's now look at the project website, and I'm using ASP.NET, and this version is actually 2.5, so it's not 4.0. I just choose to use this one. I don't know. I think later I will probably upgrade it to 4.0. But let's now look at how the website looks like. So we have a home tab, and oh, this one should probably be closed. Yeah, and we have. I mean, this is just design. I mean, you have different options, and when we press checkout, it will redirect. So you can see it redirects to the order complete.aspx, and of course it's not how this should work, because it shouldn't just give you a key without making a payment. That's not good. So basically it checks whether they are enabled. So any of the features, if any of the features is enabled, then it will continue, because now, as you probably have seen, we can't have a pure oh, wait a minute, I think I've done something. Yeah, we can't have only a student version, because a student version is just a discount, which is a bit strange. Oh yeah, there is one thing that I did, but that's just a server configuration I had. So once we have done with this thing, we go to the order complete form, and here I have label where we will get the key, and then we look at the source, and as you can see, it's not that much to look at. But if we are going to the actual code, then we'll see stuff happening. We have 4 different requests we get. So we have A, B, C, D, and of course, I wrote here as in a comment that if you would like to improve the security here, it's good if you could store the app number, or like the number of features, or like as a binary number. So for instance, if I would have option 1 enabled and option 3, imagine this is a binary number, 2 to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of 0, and that's not 4, that's 5. Yeah, that's 5. And then you would just convert it back into a Boolean array or anything you'd like, and you'll get the features. Because then you can just encrypt this, and it will be much safer, I suppose. And I think, yeah. If you need this module, the same place, you go to the documentation discussion tab, and go to help and support, and you will get support immediately. Or at least, it depends when you ask anything, but usually it's quick. Now, when we have these requests, we need to do some technical stuff here. We need to include a serial key configuration variable, which I think is to be changed to or merged into the key skgl generate after a while, because this is just the result of the old serial key software skgl library or Software Protector API, which is it's an old result, because there were stuff that are not available now, which yeah, and once this is done, so we need to have serial key configuration, and this variable stores the features. So it doesn't store, but it allows you to use features. So what you're doing later is that you assign SKS. You because you declare skgl.generate, and then you include SKS or serial key configuration variable into that variable. And then you can retrieve some useful information, or wait, you can store useful information, and that is feature 1. You can store feature 1, you can store feature 2, feature 3, and that's option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4, which is the student version. Later we have the password, and I would recommend to encrypt it somehow. Even though it's a web application, I would still recommend to encrypt it. And the last thing is to generate the key, and in this case I just set the date to be 365. What's interesting about this is that, I mean, if you have a professional version of the software, even though you have 1 day left, or if it's expired, it will still work, because the professional version uses feature locking, and basically we're going to ignore the date or when the key was created. The only thing we need is the date for the student version, because then we need to know if the key is valid or not, or like if it has expired or not. That's the only case where we need this key, this piece of information, I mean. So really great way of protecting, I think. It requires some time. I would say this took several hours, but I would allow to use this. I mean, this is just because I'm going to upload this project file, or actually project files, there's 2 of them. I'm going to upload it, and the link will be available under this video, and you'll basically see everything I've showed you today, because the purpose of this is to just show how it works, and later you can just look through this code, and it's not that much. That's the thing. Hopefully it's easy. If you have any questions, just ask them either on YouTube or on the discussion page of sql.coplex.com. So the project website is here, and the digital tool collection, I have it here. Consists of 2 programs. We looked at that. We looked at how we can use features, the registration module, and how the website might look like. And now, just as a last thing, I would like to just show it once again. The entire process once again. The person opens the app. He, sadly enough, hasn't gotten any. He hasn't received any trial version, so we don't want to have any trials. We just want people to buy it. Just nothing. We won't give anything for free, even these 30 days. He pressed the buy button. He realized he's a student, and he realized that he is a person who wants to have everything. So he just clicks everything in. Then he gets checkout, and then he copies the key. Then he minimizes this box, and then he goes into the registration box here, and then he sees, oh, I have 365 days left, and then he saves, and then he gets all of them. And one thing which is really interesting now is that you can go to your calendar, and this is not recommended to do, but I'm going to do it in order to just show you how it works. And now remember, 365 days, and let's now take, this is 28th. Let's not take after, like, in July or something. I don't know, that's a good date. And now if we enter the key, we'll get 180 days left, and that's really pretty much how it works. But that was a really big jump. Now we're still in December. What was it, 28th? Yeah. And the last thing here is that I want to show you how you might work with this using software protectors. If you don't have any option to use a website, but you still want to distribute the keys, then you can use a software protector. And once again, if you go to the software protector website, and then you go to source code, or actually a download button, doesn't matter, and you just go to the download tab, and you choose whatever you want, like any installer. If you just want to have the binaries, you get the software, and then you can create the keys right away. You don't need to have any web application any website not to sell the keys. So just to show you that this works fine as well, I will need to find the password, because without the password I can't encrypt, I can't create any keys at all. Copy, we put it into password, check that it's right, and let's see what we can do. Now it's 365 days, yeah. So feature 1, feature 2, feature 3, and feature 4. Generate a key, validate, of course it's valid. Remember the copy button, press the key in valid license. Good. Yes. 365 days. Yeah. And now wait, I think I haven't changed the key actually. It's a bit strange. Yes. If I may, I think I will take a look at the so the website is assigned to do this, but now let's look at the source code. I think I've let's see, validation process, days left. Let's restart this program. Let's just restart it because I had some, yeah, here it should work at least. Yeah, it works. Feature 4, and can have different kinds of versions. And of course there will be an updated version of the of this project, because I will add some few comments and improve it, because here you can see there is something with either the key or let's see, there is something that we should improve, but otherwise it's how it works. And I see. It's important to notice is that different languages have different ways of representing arrays, and arrays are it's like a set of ordered values. In this case it's booleans, and here I see the problem. Just that I want to show that you can see here, you can just change the date, so you don't necessarily need to have 365 days. If you just want to give it to someone who bought it for an even lower price, you can do that through Software Protector or your application, and you will see that you have 50 days left. But what I did, which is really important to notice, is that the feature 1 is not the first feature, because the first feature is actually feature 0. That's the first feature. Feature 1 is the second feature, because the array, I suppose the array in Visual Basic is also 0 based, so it starts from 0. And basically the Software Protector is assuming that the array is 0 based, so basically this feature 1 is actually feature 0, and we were coding, so it's really important that we distinguish and see the difference. So it's really good that you can just check whether you've done it right with features, because that was my mistake once again. So now if you want to use Software Protector in order to generate those serials for that program, you will need to think one step down. So not literally, but you have to think that feature 2 is the actual feature 1, because we've swapped the place a bit. So feature 2, feature 3, feature 4. That's a professional version, allows you everything. And if you include feature 5, then you will get a student version. So that's a really small thing. I think, yeah, I will edit that, or actually not. But I think, yeah, I will edit this, and when you will see the final project, which will be hopefully uploaded today, you'll be able to work with software protector normally. So you will be able to use feature 1 in the right way in feature 2, and feature 3, and feature 4, and feature 5. But still it works. It's not a problem of either SKGL or software protector. It's just the way we've programmed it. And that's the thing. We have to be really careful when we're going through features, because and try it out with the tools we're using, because software protector is only one solution for SKGL. It's visualizing SKGL, so you don't need to code a key generator for each time you want to generate a key. You just enter the password and you have everything there, and you just generate. And each solution for SKGL might differ. So this is just one. The official one is the software protector, and if you're going to use any other software, it's really good that you can look through and see that the code, how you code it, and how it will work with the key generator. So you have to see that it's matching. It's important. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you will enjoy this, and that this will work out for you. Otherwise, you can just create a support ticket on skgl.codeplex.com/discussion/topics, and basically create a ticket in the help and support group. And once again, thank you for watching. Have a great day, and see you next tutorial.